Welcome back to The Struggle with Candice Thompson. I am Candice Thompson. To my loyal listeners, thank you for coming back time and time again. I appreciate you. I love you. And thank you for holding it down. To new followers and listeners, thank you. Welcome. And The Struggle is about, basically, I have my friends on, and we talk about the challenges of adulting. Because as we know, being an adult kind of sucks. It's not like how we envisioned it when we were 6 years old, talking about, I can't wait to have my own place and I can't wait to drive a car. And then you're like, oh, I got to pay for these things, right? And I'm depressed and I don't even want to get out of bed. Yeah, that's what this podcast is about. So if you can relate to struggling with anything, you can relate to this podcast. And I hope we bring some light to some issues that can be a downer for a lot of us. So thank you for joining. You can find me on social media at Jokes by Candice and CandiceThompsonComedy.com for my show dates. Also, if you have not subscribed to this podcast, we are on all platforms that you find podcasts, so go ahead and do that. Also, we're up on YouTube now if you want to watch the videos. And you should rate and review us on iTunes if you haven't done that. That makes a tremendous difference. It really does. If you haven't done that, do us a solid and do that. And also, if you haven't told somebody about The Struggle and you're listening regularly and you're laughing regularly, pay it forward and tell someone else about it because, give the gift of laughter. Now, I'm going to introduce my co-host, the hilarious Brenda Colonna.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. You can find me on Instagram at Brenda Colonna, and please follow my nonprofit called Like Mind. We give affordable mental health care to artists and performers, and you can find us on Instagram at I Am of Like Mind.
Yes, follow, subscribe, and is the Patreon up yet or no?
No,
You'll
I
announce
took
when
I took the Patreon down because we're just going to have a donate button once we're an official nonprofit right now.
Perfect. Okay. So wait for that, and when it's up and running, guys, give because we need to support people who struggle with mental illness. As we can see, it affects. I would go ahead and venture to say most people.
Yeah.
It does.
It's not just artists, it's most people. It's just when you are an artist, it's hard for you to have the resources because you're struggling and it's hard for you to get a foot in this industry when no one believes in you yet. So it's like, or you're not getting a regular paycheck.
Yeah, it kind of goes twofold because there's a creativity and mental illness that kind of connect, and then it's like you're saying circumstantial when your life is unstable just because job to job.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's an emotional roller coaster all around. So, when that's up and running, we'll let you know, and please donate. Now, I'm going to introduce our hilarious guest for the day. I love this person so much. This woman is killing it on the comedy scene. She does stand-up. She's also currently writing on The Last OG, Tracy Morgan show, and she's currently writing on Cedric the Entertainer show, The Neighborhood, and you can see her coming up pretty soon on Netflix on They Ready, right? Tiffany Haddish presents They Ready. Give it up for Tracey Ashley.
Yay. That's me giving my own applause.
Yeah. You guys didn't know we record this in front of an auditorium full of people?
There's 2,000 people here.
Yeah, right now. You guys have just never seen that behind the camera. Thank you, Tracy, for coming. I'm so happy you're here.
Me too, Candice. I'm so glad I finally was able to get on your
I've been trying to get you on.
Forever.
But Tracy, you've been grinding. Tracy is so busy. Like people don't understand when you're writing on a network show, you haven't even been able to do stand-up that much because
I barely did stand-up while I was working on that show. Yeah.
Everyone I know that is a stand-up that has a show, and also keep in mind this isn't like your show, but I know people that have shows they've created who are producers on the show, writers and actors, and they try to do stand-up at the same time. It's impossible.
I don't know how they do it because I'm like thinking, okay, going into this next season of The Neighborhood, how are you going to do that? Because I missed the stage while I was in the room. I had to learn what I had to learn, but I had a Netflix. I got a call that, hey, we're going to take this Netflix special in March. And I was like, I've been in this writer's room.
I'm not ready.
For 6
it's
months.
Called They Ready, and I am not.
But you know what? What saved my ass was before I got the job on OG and Neighborhood, because I got 2 writing jobs in 1 year.
Wow.
Everybody is telling me, like, Tracy, that's a huge, big deal.
On 2 big shows that both got picked up again.
Right. Yeah. So I didn't realize, wow, okay.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, I'm going to work on these shows and I could just put comedy aside.
Yeah.
And I get a phone call, hey, you got to do this special. Tiffany's doing this special for Netflix, right? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and at the time they didn't have the name or anything like that. And I was like, oh, I got to get myself ready for this thing. So I worked up until, I think it was like March, first week in March. And then I had the rest of that time to work on my set. But what saved me was I had gone on tour with Tracy Morgan the year
Before that.
So I'd done 75 cities with majority of that material.
Right.
So I knew a lot of it.
You knew what you were going to. But you know what's interesting is that with stand-up, it's like working out.
Yep.
Where you take 3 days off.
That's right.
And you're like, you got to start all over again.
You feel like that. And then once you get on stage and you get that first laugh, then you're like, okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
But it still takes some
for
time to
sure.
get that muscle going again.
There's sometimes that I have a craving to get back up on stage. Like I might make somebody somebody at the
Talk
store
yourself
laugh.
out of
yeah.
it.
Oh, I do. Immediately. I just think
Call
about
me if you ever think you want to get back on the girl.
I think about what it's like to just wait for your time when you're on the lineup. And I don't even like that.
Yeah, no, waiting?
Yeah, forget it.
I got to wait?
Yeah, I don't even.
Brenda's like, I missed no part of it.
And then to not have a joke land, forget it.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
think of the comics that wait for hours, waiting outside.
Well, that's what I would have to do again to start. I would have to then start waiting for hours.
Yeah, because she's been out of the game for years now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? There's something exciting about that though too.
That is true, because you're a different person.
You're a different person. You're starting all over. It's a clean slate. Reinvent. That's when I say reinvent yourself. Totally.
Please don't encourage her.
I haven't gotten mad enough.
Please don't encourage her.
Why not?
She don't want to do it. She don't want this.
Yeah,
I don't want this. Right? Like no one.
You do.
I do,
Yes,
but I
you
don't.
do.
Like I'll come. Look. We do, but we don't. Don't we? You saw we talked about what happened this week.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is happening? And we chose this. And it's like things would be so much easier, if we did not choose this lifestyle. It's too late. I'm not going anywhere. But at the same time, I wake up a lot and be like, what am I doing?
Oh, me too.
It's also difficult when you stop.
It never goes away.
By the way.
Yeah.
No, it's difficult when you stop, because if you were just getting on stage saying whatever the fuck you wanted for the last 10 years and then you try to get a job, no.
You can't.
There's no.
You can't. You have to have a filter.
I can barely relate to my family when I talk to people.
No, I know.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself.
No, I know.
I had to start a business. I don't like business,
what
but
else can I
had
do?
to start it because
I can't go into the workforce.
I could have somebody tell me what to do. Forget it.
Yeah, no, it's too like you've been living a certain way and like having a lifestyle where you get to like wake up and do what you want for a long time.
I mean, it's shocking when people start talking back and they're part of the conversation.
I have to listen to you?
Yeah.
I gotta listen to you.
I didn't ask for your opinion.
I'm talking at you. That's what I do.
It's not a discussion.
Yeah. People think now it's like you're talking with. This is a whole different, with and at.
So weird having to consider other people's opinions. Right?
And pretend like you care. How about that?
I'm a comedian and I am right.
Yeah, all the time. And I'm the funny one.
Yeah.
Don't you dare come in here with a joke.
See, at least when you're still a comedian, you're out in the real world, you could still be right all the time and
That is
still not
true.
care because you could just justify it in your head and put in your act.
For sure.
But then when you lose that identity and you come in, you have to then pretend like you care because you need something.
Right.
Forget it.
No, it's the worst.
like you might as well just cut out your soul.
Yeah,
Brenda.
that's gotta hurt.
It's pretty bad.
We got to get her back on.
No.
No, but it's good.
No. We're the devil and the angel on your shoulders that are gonna pop up.
No, I wouldn't do it. I like being an entrepreneur now.
Okay.
It's kind of the same because then you're just the boss and it's just like little
true.
stages.
It's
you get to tell everyone what to do and you're always right.
Suffering.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to start a business for sure, but it's like there's a special kind of like thick skin you have to do what we do. It's awful.
You do.
That thick skin prepares you for everything else that you need
sure.
in the world, though, too.
Oh, most definitely. You're ready for anything. I feel like we can talk to. I feel like I can talk to just about anybody.
Yeah, and not be nervous and just be like calm and collected, and that comes also because after you've just gotten old enough to know that no one knows what they're doing, right?
Yeah,
that is the thing, right? When you realize, they're just as mediocre as everybody else. Okay,
but it's just their confidence and how they walk into a room, and you feel like, because I've walked in a room with like producers, and I'm like, these people have my next job on the line, so I need to behave a certain way and treat them with respect, and then it's like, no. Then you find out they
I don't
have
have
no
to treat
idea what
anyone
they're
with
doing. Right,
respect.
they don't know what they're doing.
No.
Right. And this gig, if I don't book it, then I'll book another one, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
And more importantly, they just want you to be yourself when you walk in there, and we become somebody else in front of these people.
Yes, and they're like, we just wanted you to be you. But like,
the person we saw on stage, right?
And then they change us after. And they're like, we really didn't want you. We just wanted a version of you. We talked about this on the past episode. But I wanted to say really quickly, Tracy, you and I met. I love how we met. We met doing NACA showcases in 2013.
Was it 2013?
It was 2013.
I was trying to remember when it was. I love telling that story because I tell people how I remember you were on stage and I was crying, laughing. I was dying laughing. And you were not happy with your set that time.
No, because those people were trash.
But
they were called. So people who listen don't know what NACA is.
Okay,
NACA is an organization that books acts, any acts, like entertainment. It could be music, it could be comedy, it could be a juggler, whatever, a band.
A motivational speaker.
Right, just for colleges. So once you're in with NACA, you can have the potential, which, like Tracey, you had a great run of colleges. You made a lot. You made a lot of money. A nice living.
I made a nice living. I mean, I paid a lot of taxes.
Yeah,
and I learned that the hard way. That's the number. I wish I could do a class for comedians who want to do colleges and talk to them about the money side.
You can.
Or at least write a book.
And this is what you guys need to do, because you can make a lot of money doing colleges, but the IRS is coming for you, and you have to be on top of that.
Can't you just get your own EIN number for your own name and then
you need to get
write
incorporated
it
and all that stuff, but
for
you have to stay on top of it. And that's the thing a lot of comedians don't do.
Yeah, you don't think about it until it's tax time. You're like, I owe $50,000.
Oh, and I've been there.
You're like, but I got nothing.
There.
Yeah,
you
just gotta put some away or do the quarterly where you can pay.
That's right, pay every quarter, which is what I'm finally doing now all the time.
Yeah, because you're on 2 network shows, so it's like you got it right.
But when you're working as a comedian doing those colleges, you don't have money. You don't have, and you're like, you
don't have the knowledge.
You don't have the knowledge. You don't, and so you're making good money, but you're still, how everybody says the same thing. I made good money this year, but I don't know where it went. You know what I mean? That's just the life of when you're a college comedian.
Yeah.
Because you're making all this money and you're like, oh, I'm doing well. But no, that's not all your money.
Yeah, no.
Plus you're paying differences on your hotels. You're paying part of your rental cars.
Yep.
You're paying, sometimes you're paying for your food, certain places. You are spending, and then you're spending money on the road.
Yes.
You get lonely. I'd be on the road doing college.
Going to the movies.
Yeah, I do like 100 colleges a year. So I'm in some weird small town somewhere in Pennsylvania out in the middle of nowhere. I go to a movie in the afternoon, or I go to some weird shop, and all of a sudden I'm buying stuff
you don't even need.
I don't even need.
Right, just because you're bored.
But I'm bored.
Right.
So I'm just doing that. That's why I used to love gift cards for Christmas, and my friends hated me for that. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I just want gift cards. So when I'm traveling, that's what I do. And they were like, oh, there's no thought that goes behind a gift card. I go, yes, there's a lot of thought for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it.
I'm being heard.
Right.
That's enough.
So I spent a lot of lonely time on that road, spending money, not knowing really how to budget properly.
Right.
What to put away.
Right.
I thought I was putting away enough. You think you're putting away enough. Then you're like, nah, you ain't putting away enough.
That was a fraction of
I'm
what
like,
you
you mean Uncle Sam needs more than
Meanwhile, Amazon isn't paying any taxes, right? What are we talking about?
I get so angry.
What are we talking about?
I get so angry.
Why doesn't Amazon pay taxes? Because they're saying that they didn't make any money?
I don't know the reason for it, but yeah, it does work out like that. Even though it's a multi-billion-dollar company, it works out to where, yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And so that's where we are.
Those little loopholes are sweet when you know
I
them.
know, right? So we met after I did a NAC. It was my very first. We were in Tulsa, or was it Buffalo? I did Tulsa and Buffalo both, and those are the only 2 I did that year.
We weren't at Nashville at the Grand Ole Opry?
I did. It was Tulsa or Buffalo.
Okay, then
yeah. It was one. I don't remember, but I remember we were on the same lineup. I was like, first of all, why they put 2 black women? We were like pretty close to one another. I think so. And I had to follow an African step team.
What is that?
Oh, you've never seen an African step team?
It's called Step Africa.
Step Africa. Yep. And there's like
they're great.
Drums, and they're great, and they're dancing, flipping. But can you imagine following that?
No.
Like flips, and the drums are going,
and also me.
Yeah.
I'm not. And at the time, my energy has come, since years. That was years ago now. So my energy, like I've definitely stepped up my energy on stage. This has just become a natural part of my evolution as a comedian. But at the time, I was very cerebral. Like I was very kind of just straight out jokes. I was not animated on stage. I barely even walked around on stage. So it's like from going to that to then, where my Scorpios at, right? Like, what are we?
But Candice had me dying laughing. I was out there just rolling. I remember just dying. And I'm like, this must look like a sketch on SNL, because Candice is up there, she's doing it. And she wasn't dying or anything, but they just weren't giving her what she deserved.
No.
Yeah.
But I was back there.
That's the same way I met Candice.
It's funny.
It's the same way I met Candice.
And Candice knows my laugh. I remember one night coming to see you at the store, and I was dying. And you're like, "Is that Tracey back there laughing?" I'm a fan of Candice, and I was laughing so hard. And I wanted to meet you, and we were talking. And I remember just telling you how funny you were. You were good. And then you texted Roy Wood Jr.
immediately, and I was like,
I
met Tracey Ashley.
Let me check this.
Yeah, I was like, I like Tracey. I knew immediately. I was like, I'm gonna like this chick, and he wrote back, Tracey Ashley is the truth.
Yay! Thank you, Roy. Love you, Roy.
Yeah, and then so we've been friends ever since.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I love telling people that story.
Yeah, no, it was so, Tracey, because you got it. You know, like, as a comedian, you'll be on stage and, like, the only people laughing are the other comedians.
Yeah.
And then you don't want to fall into that category of, he's a comics comic, or she's a comic.
Yeah. True.
Because you don't want that. You want... Because we know what that means. It means that the general public ain't fucking with you, and you're never going to be successful. But comics love you.
That's right. That's right. And you can't actually make a living on comics.
No, if peers could pay my rent, right? That would be fantastic. Would be but that's not what happens. So nobody ever wants to be labeled that.
I remember one time I was at the store and I was sitting next to Paul Palmieri.
This is how we met. Well, not how we met.
No, but this is how we. I don't know. But we weren't.
Maybe it is how I don't remember.
We weren't friends yet.
No, we weren't.
And so, but she was sitting in front of me, and the guy next to me
Paul.
screamed, cunt! Like that.
He goes, hey, cunt.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, Candice turns around with this big smile. She goes, yes. And I was like, oh my God, who is this person? That is not how I would have responded at all.
I love it. That's Candice.
And I looked at her, I was like, who is this person?
The brilliance of Candice Thompson. I love it.
To this day, we don't know who he was talking to.
We don't know who he was talking to.
He could have been, and I knew Paul, but I didn't know him well. Like, I feel like he was just another comic that I was
big vacant smile.
Yes.
You are a trip. And I could see her with that look. Yes.
Yeah. You rang.
I like if that was me, no matter what, like if I had heard that, I knew it was Paul, so it didn't affect me. But if I just had heard somebody went and screamed cunt, I'd have been pissed. Like I would have came out on New York. You know? But no, she didn't. And I was like, it was like so new to me to not be mad at that.
Yeah. Well, we need to hang out.
Yeah.
And we did. And thank God for that, because that's how we're friends.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've been friends ever since. Okay, so let's get into my struggle.
Okay.
This is a light one, but it's, oh man. So, and this person could be listening to this episode. I don't know.
They
probably
stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care now. It's just because I don't know if I'm the one that's being the unreasonable one. There's a very nice person who, and I think I may even mention this guy to you. So I met a guy on a dating app a while ago, and we like hit it off via like just texting back and forth, but he doesn't live in LA anymore. He like lives up north. So it's like we were texting because he was like, well, maybe we shouldn't even initiate this because of the distance. And I was like, well, we could become friends. And, if you're ever in town, you never know. There's no need to stop communicating. So we ended up like texting for a while and then like talking on the phone. And I was like, yeah, this guy seems pretty cool. We have a lot in common. But then it just got to a point of months of doing that. And I was like, what are we doing?
Of just texting?
Yeah. We talked on the phone too. And it just got to the point I was like, what are we doing? Because like, I feel like he's never going to be here. So I just got kind of disinterested.
Sure. And
at one point I just stopped. He texted me and I just didn't respond. And I know that's not right because we had a relationship up until then. So I was like, I'm not going to ghost him. But I was like, I want to let him know that I'm kind of pulling back a little bit at this point because what are we doing?
Right. True.
I felt it was pointless. And so he was like, did you just ghost me? And I was like, no, I'm not ghosting you, but I do feel like the distance thing is getting in the way, and I just don't see a future in this because I don't think there's any potential for us to either be in another one city, so what's the point? And so he was like, yeah, I got you. So then like a year probably went by, and then he reached out. For some reason, he crossed my mind. I thought about him. And then within like a couple of weeks, he texted me. So I was like, oh, that, the parallel thinking and like the universe, like he must have been, we picked up on each other telepathically, whatever. He texted me. And it's like, that's so funny because I was actually just thinking about you. And then we just started texting again, but nothing like, we didn't start talking on the phone again. We talked on the phone, I think, once. But the situation has not changed. He's still up north. I'm still here. And he's very nice, but it's just like, I'm starting to think that he's like just a fan. Oh. And so now it's like the texts are, you got shows tonight? And I'm like, just assume yes. Like, this is what I do. So I'm serious. Like, it's just, and I'm like, am I being unreasonable? Because I had this conversation with Justin Martindale and my friend Justine Marino the other day, and we were just talking, like, because he was complaining. He met a guy, and he was like, kill it tonight. And it's like, you don't have to say that to us, like, all the time. And I know it's coming from a nice place.
It is.
But imagine if you were working a regular job, and the person that you were, like, dating or trying to date was like, kill it today at work. And it's like, I know that that's a nice sentiment, but it's to me, it's like, it's just too much. Like, You're
seeing why people leave me.
What's that?
I'm seeing why people leave me. I'm like, really?
People leave you?
Yeah, or why my relationships end. Yeah, I act like that.
But I'm thinking how. But so here's the thing. I get you.
You're the one that says
I get you.
You don't say kill it at your show tonight.
I wouldn't say kill it at your show, but I would be somebody that would text each day and say have a good day at work.
Well, my husband texts me and he says kill it at your show, babe. So and it means the absolute world to me. He texts. Look how quiet it got.
Well, no, I'm saying, so now I'm like,
everybody's like, oh, God damn.
But that's your husband. That's your husband. I feel differently. I feel like it's your husband.
Well, because you don't like the person. And you know it's not going anywhere. So why does he care?
But no, here's the thing is that so Justin also had the same thing. This is a guy who he doesn't even know really yet. They met on an app, and he's already like, you got shows tonight? I feel like there's, and here's why, and it's not, it's a nice gesture. I'm not saying it's not nice, because I would appreciate it very much for the person that I'm dating to be like, have a good show tonight. Like, that's just being considerate and being thoughtful, and I appreciate that. But it's like he does it so much that it's like, are you a fan, or are you trying to, like, what are you doing at this point? Because we're not dating, and you're hitting me up just asking me if I'm performing every night, and are you killing them tonight? And that's like what he says every time we talk. Like, you got shows tonight? And I'm like, this is what I do. So, yes, just assume I'm working. Like, I'm not texting you, like, are you going to work today? Like, of course, you got to pay rent.
But you know what's making me laugh about this is listening to my girlfriend, Candice. This is my girl. But this was what's making me laugh. This guy is doing something sweet.
No, I know.
He is doing something. Let me finish, girlfriend.
Bitch, let me finish,
girlfriend, because you my girl. And we have a tendency, I don't know what has happened to us as women, and I don't know, maybe it's because we're comedians.
We don't like the nice?
We're starting as a society to dog on people who are kind.
No, I know that.
We're dogging on people who are nice, and now it's like,
I know that.
Why you telling me have a good day?
No.
Well, what the hell is
I know. I've thought about this.
What's wrong with
You're right.
wrong with have a good day?
I know. That's part of the reason why I had to stop, because I was getting too hard on people that didn't deserve it.
For sure. And you are absolutely right. But what I'm saying is, and I think I would appreciate this more if I knew what we were. If we were dating or if he was, but I'm just saying right now, it seems like I don't know what his agenda is.
He may not know. He may not know.
He may not know.
Like, too, also, Candice, you are a smart woman, too. Like, I could see a man being intimidated also talking with you. You're a smart woman. And also,
you yell at people.
When a man knows, also, when a man knows a woman make people laugh, when a man knows a woman can make people laugh, he thinks differently. I've learned this. I'm grown. I'm telling you, I've been there.
Yeah.
I dated a guy many years ago who broke up with me because he came to a comedy club and he watched my show and he said, I don't feel comfortable dating you. You just made 300 people laugh.
Yeah, that's how a lot of men
feel. That made me feel uncomfortable.
That's why they don't hit on us after shows. They're intimidated, for sure.
He's probably thinking, she loves stand-up. This is what she does. So he's thinking by texting you, kill it. Have a great show. He's thinking in somehow, some way, maybe he's connecting with you. I'm trying to,
that could be. That's why I'm asking, because I really want to know if I'm being unreasonable or if.
I think you're being really tough.
I am. I probably am. And at this point, you kind of have to be.
You do.
Right?
You do. But have you seen each other since?
No, we've never seen each other. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. We have never met in person. This is someone who is just, when they check in with me, you got shows tonight? And it's like, why? Yes.
Why you feel like he on the spectrum? You got shows tonight? Kill it.
He might be on the spectrum.
I'm not hearing nothing else.
That is what I'm saying. Like, our conversations, we'll have like text conversations where we talk about other things occasionally, but it's like when he checks in on me, the check-in is, you got shows tonight?
Because he doesn't know you.
And it's weird. That's what I'm saying. Yep. It's like, and there's got to be something else. Like, say anything else.
He doesn't know you, though. Y'all don't know each other.
I think the whole thing has to end just because you're in two different cities. And
that's what I wanted. But then he reached out again.
If he got to know
I got nothing going on, so.
If he got to know you, Candice, he would know you don't like that. You know what I mean? Y'all would start talking.
But I would like it if we had a relationship. You see what I'm
saying?
You
have a relationship. You have a texting.
I'm talking about like a close, intimate, like we were dating, or if he was someone that I was dating, I would appreciate that. I would be like, you're checking in on me, you're making sure I'm okay. I'm just saying we're in a weird space right now where I don't know what this guy's intentions are. And to me, I've had an experience with a guy where I dated a guy where I feel like he didn't want to date me. I felt like he was just a fan. And it's a weird thing to be in because they just want to get, again, like I said, everyone wants to be famous and they just want to be a part of the Comedy Store. They just want to be they want to be on someone's Instagram. And so like what Dewan was struggling with on the podcast before this one is like, we can't trust people. So when you have someone that all they care about is, you got shows tonight, do you care about me? Or are you just trying to text me so that when you are in LA, you have a relationship with someone who's like doing stuff? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's just not genuine.
Can she ask him that? She can't say, do you care about me or the shows, but she can ask him.
What is happening here?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, what is this?
I feel like I don't even care. I feel like I'm just going to not respond.
See, that's why I think she's not interested.
Yeah, she's not.
I'm not.
You can't
well, that's why I gave up before, because I was like, we're never going to be in the city together, so why am I going to continue to talk to somebody who I legit don't know when I'm going to see them?
True.
So I gave up on this over a year ago. But then when he reached out again, I was like, okay, I was curious as to what he was up to now, but then I not curious enough to text him.
True.
Like, it was just a thought I had, but I didn't text him. He texted me. And so I was like, well, maybe something's changed. But no, nothing had changed. He's still there. I'm still here. And the expectation for me is I don't really have. I just am bored already.
Well, are you guys planning on meeting up?
He said something like about coming to LA maybe in April, but now April's almost over and he hasn't said anything. So no.
Since you don't ever want to see him again,
I've never seen him.
Whatever. Since you don't want anything to do with him, okay? I think you should tell him what he's doing wrong.
Yeah.
Because he should know for the next person.
That's right.
There's nothing worse.
But it's different because the next person isn't going to be a person like me. I guarantee it's not going to be a female comedian. It's not going to be someone, you know what I'm saying?
It might be
another
female
comedian. I would just tell him why.
Then I'll know he's a fanboy.
He's just
right. Then he's just a fan, which is what I was concerned with in the beginning. If that is the case.
Then he'll know not to be a fanboy.
Well, you should know that already.
I don't know. I'm kind of, that was my struggle in the last podcast, is that I don't understand the text game or even just dating and you start texting.
Because she was married you were with in a relationship for like 11 years.
Yeah.
So.
And then it's been like 5. And so I'm so out of it. And so I would want to know what I'm doing wrong. All I know is how to be like open, honest, and immediate.
And just be right? So there's rules to the whole
There's
texting
rules.
game.
I didn't even know. And like how long you have to.
Don't even know.
I told you there's ways to come off as too thirsty, too needy, which too quickly, that's a turnoff. Like, why are you texting me? But here's why it's tricky is because if you're really into somebody and they text you a lot, you ain't gonna care.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
That's true.
Right. Like, I remember when I was dating a specific sociopath that in the beginning, he texted a lot. And at first I was like, this is a lot. But I was like, but at the same time, I was like, well, that means he really is into me. If he's texting this much, like he cares. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I just need to adapt to this. And maybe this is just makes him feel better, knowing that I'm responsive.
He did care in a sociopathic way.
Right. Yeah. No, he cared for himself. Right. It made him feel a certain way. He was like controlling me and manipulating me. And he was setting the stage for he's like, this is how I'm going to make her think she can trust me, is by always being there for her. And then when I disappear on her, as if nothing happened, right? Like I hadn't built this trust with her, then I'm just going to leave her. When I'm done with her, I'm done with her. But after you've built this whole, that's what they do. But anyway, so like, it just depends because that didn't bother me. I was like, okay, this guy's really into me and maybe this is just what he wants or what he needs right now. So I'll be there for him. So if you like the person, you are willing to make those concessions. Sure. But if you don't, then you're like, you're too needy, and then you cut that person off. Totally. So it's just you never know.
And that's the thing I see.
Or if you never know if they're lying.
That too.
Because they could be saying something because they don't want to hurt your feelings.
That's absolutely. We never know anything. And we're all shooting in the dark.
Well, you don't like him, though, I can tell, too.
Yeah, I'm just over it because I've never met him. Yeah. What am I supposed to like?
Then I would just be like,
Yeah, I just feel like I'm not going to respond. You know me, I'm good for not responding.
I don't know if I would ghost him, but I would just be like, I think you got to do a little mix of what she says.
Yeah.
You got to give him a little something. So he can learn for the next.
So
maybe just tell him, I don't know what this is. Say, what are we doing? And then say, I don't know what this is. And because I don't know what this is annoying me. And so I'm going to stop.
And if he reads that, he's going to be like, oh, all this time I thought telling her to kill it was what I should do because I didn't know what else to say. And then he's going to reveal to you, I was only doing that because. And you're like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, and it's like, that would be
appropriate. Well, that's why it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you ruined it. No, you blew it. But no, and now hearing you guys say it, it's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. But also it's like, I would want to hear that from somebody I was with. Like, I would love to hear that from somebody. Like, kill it tonight. Like, it's just that I don't know what we're doing. And I don't feel like this is your place to, like, give me pep talks before my shows.
I I've been doing a text exchange.
Poor guy.
Any poor guy. I've been doing a text exchange, and I'm somebody that keeps texting. Because I like the connection.
Like, and when they, like, what do you mean you keep texting? Meaning, like, when the conversation...
You'll keep it going.
No, I keep it going.
Okay.
But yeah. I keep it going with all my friends. I don't know.
Is that wrong?
I don't think so.
No, it's not wrong, but I'd be like, I'm that person that's like,
well, so
I never know when it's done. I'm like, oh, I think it's done.
Yeah, let it fade off on its own volition.
I don't ever let it fade off. Then if I end it and I'm the one that's going to end it, I smiley face. Then
so
it's gone.
Smiley face means it's over.
If it feels like it's.
I don't think there needs to be a symbol for an end. I just let it go.
Oh, I do. I give it a.
Type,
the momentum just runs out, and it's like, okay, we both had run out of stuff to say.
Stop it.
Yeah. Could you please stop texting?
Or no, I say I'm going to bed or I'm going to do something.
Okay, yeah, see,
and I end it that way. Like if somebody's texting me too much, I let them know that I'm doing something and I can't be around.
True.
And then if they keep going, then I say this is too much for me. The expectation's too high.
Yeah,
that's very good. That's very healthy. For some people to do that to me.
They won't.
On the I don't know.
Yeah, we talked about.
I had somebody say to me. Because I was like, is there the timing changed? Because it was like immediate, and then it went from like immediate to the next day. And so I had them say to me that, and I said, is there a boundary? I said, I'm enjoying texting. Is there a boundary? And then the reply was, I'm just sick and overwhelmed with work and being sick. And so I'm not giving it the attention that I want to. So does that mean is that like a ghost? Or is that just an upfront honest?
That was an upfront.
That was honest.
Honest, yeah. Hey, I'm tired, overwhelmed. Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah,
that was honest.
Yeah, that's honest.
Yeah,
that's
so
what
then
you want.
I just back down.
To even type the word overwhelmed is a commitment. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, is a commitment, right?
Right. Yeah, no, this I got it.
But people really get overwhelmed with their life, right? Yeah. Where texting gets to be too much.
Yes.
Because my life is overwhelming, but it's never too much to text.
Yeah, no, texting is the bare minimum of any type of communication.
Yeah.
But Candice hit me. You hit me because I felt so stupid one day. I'm learning.
Oh, no.
Because Candice goes, she goes, who talks to anybody anymore on the phone? Candice is tough, let me tell you. She is harsh.
Yeah.
I love having her around. She's great. She's like, who calls anybody anymore on the phone? And I was like, me?
And people do.
I still call people too.
I played it off though. I was like, right. Who does?
She was
Candice.
like, yeah.
So that's why
I don't.
Because I used to call Candice all the time. You notice I used to call you all the time.
But I've gotten better.
But now I don't call you. I only text you.
No, but now it's funny because I've now adjusted, and there are certain people that I will allow phone calls from. Brenda, you, you know, Amanda.
So I can call you.
Of course. My friends can call me whenever they want, right? And we just talked about this on the earlier podcast. Like I was saying, I'm not a phone person. I never have been. Even growing up, my sister was a phone. My sister was always on the phone, and I was like, "Who is she talking to?" I did not want to talk to anybody that much. I've been I love my solitude. I can be by myself on a mountaintop for months, and I would be fine. Like I don't need like outside stimulation all the time. Like I've just always been like that, and so people who are just very social people, and I'm not antisocial, but I just don't need to be talking all the time. And half the time, if you listen to what people talk, they ain't talking about shit.
I know.
Like my mom is my mom and her brother. My mom had 7 brothers and sisters. She has 6 now. One of them passed away a long time ago. But she's got a big family, and they will talk about nothing for hours. They call each other like daily.
That's every family. Don't you think?
But I've been out here by myself for so long that when I go home and I witness it, and I listen to the conversations, I'm like, y'all ain't talking about shit.
I'm the same way.
Just talked to them about shit yesterday.
I'm the same way.
My family doesn't do that. We just go, like, we say, hi, how are you? What are you doing? This is what I have to say. So we say, what else you got? I got nothing. All right, goodbye.
No, my family gossips. My mom, something will happen, and my great aunt, my mom's aunt, who she was named after, will find something out. The next thing you know, she done told Teresa done told Joan just told Lorraine told my mom. My mom's talking to Ivan now, and then my mom's telling my sister, and it's just down this... I'm like, why y'all got, this is what old people do. They ain't got shit to do. So they just talk shit about people.
Well, my aunt and my uncle used to get together. They were old. They'd get together at the Dunkin' Donuts and get coffee and just talk shit. That's all they would do.
I do love talking shit.
In their retirement. I was like, what you doing today, Aunt Jimmy? I'm getting dressed. Where you going? To the Dunkin' Donuts.
To the Dunkin' Donuts.
To the Dunkin' Donuts to do it. I'm going to meet up with Cecil. We going to just sit up front. We just going to sit and talk.
And look, that is one of my favorite pastimes. I get the allure of that. I just can't. They do it with the frequency of like they're daily. My mom could talk to her sisters like daily.
Yes. I don't think gossip is worth a phone conversation.
Well, yes.
Well, I don't like. See, I don't really like to gossip. I don't mind talking a little shit on somebody that puts themselves out there in a negative way.
For sure.
Deserves it.
And of course, that's what we're talking about.
Well, some people just like to talk shit.
Oh yeah, not that.
To me, you should gossip with your friends, like your close friends.
Yes,
that's who you like. You call your girl.
Like you will not believe. You will not believe. Just
right. But you're right. Going around just gossiping.
No, that's
like
not
gossip
good.
for me is if it's something that involved me.
Oh, okay.
And then I feel like I have the right to talk shit about it.
Right.
But anyway, that doesn't deem like a phone conversation. That deems a meetup.
Yes. No, I would agree. Unless
you
about
can't. Nothing
unless you're too far apart and you got to just call somebody.
That's a FaceTime.
No, Candice, you see, that is a Skype.
That's interesting.
That's for me, because I feel like a gossip session like that is a face-to-face. On the phone, even if you have to hold this up, it's too much. I gotta talk about
I don't think a
somebody
FaceTime is ever necessary unless
Really?
it's someone that you haven't seen in a very long time.
I love FaceTime. It's like hanging out with somebody.
I like FaceTime.
And you don't have to move.
I'll be honest, the only time I use it really is with my husband because we're long distance right now.
Yeah, see?
So that's
what I'm talking about. If you local, I don't want to see your face.
I'm not going to call Candice FaceTime.
That's what I'm saying. No, Brenda would do that shit all the time.
I would get mad.
It's like, I just saw you.
I get mad at a friend who'll call me on a Sunday. I'm like, don't be calling me on a Sunday. You know I'm sitting here smoking a bowl, drinking coffee. I ain't doing shit. I'm in my pajamas. Bitch, don't be calling me on no damn FaceTime.
You know my hair's not done?
I look like I want to fight right now.
I disagree. I fucking love it.
Yeah, no, I
love it. It's like stopping over at your house.
And to me, it's like, nobody wants that. Nobody wants you at our house.
So sweet. It's like stopping over your house when you go on FaceTime.
Yeah, it is.
That's so sweet.
It makes me feel good. And then you get to connect and see the person.
You had like a nice little visit.
It's the poppin'.
Yeah, and then it's a poppin'.
It's the poppin', which nobody likes.
No. It's not even a poppin' because you have the choice to answer
decline
or not. Yeah,
of course, but that's what it feels like. It's like she didn't tell me she was gonna come over today.
Well, now
decline.
Right?
I've adjusted. I don't just FaceTime somebody. I ask somebody if they want to FaceTime.
Okay.
Yeah, you do. You ask.
You should
want
ask
FaceTime?
first.
Yeah, that is it. It's kind of like now this person is in your room.
Right.
You could be naked. You don't know what's happening.
My husband tried to FaceTime. He wanted to watch Bill Maher. He's like, why don't you call me? We'll FaceTime and watch Bill Maher together. I'm like,
hilarious.
Okay. So we tried. But there was
the timing was
there was a
delay.
delay. It was annoying.
No, yeah.
I was like, we're never gonna do this.
We gotta
again.
go. I'm just gonna watch Bill Maher by myself.
By myself, right now. And I'll call you. We'll talk about what happened.
And you can't FaceTime when you drive either. That's a no.
That's frowned upon.
Do people do that?
Oh, I've tried.
What?
What do you mean?
Not
I've had somebody call me on FaceTime and I answered it.
No, but you shouldn't be driving while there's anything playing in front of you.
Well, sometimes I watch TV while I drive if I'm in
don't
traffic.
admit that on.
If I'm in traffic, sometimes I'll put on Netflix.
You still shouldn't
and I
do that.
stick it in my dashboard.
You shouldn't do that.
And I let it play.
You shouldn't do that.
I do it.
No, I know, but you shouldn't.
I'm trying to think if I've ever done anything like that when I was on the road driving down. No, I don't think I ever.
No, it's not safe. Just like texting and driving, you shouldn't do it. Drinking and driving.
I mean, I text when I drive too.
No, I know we all do, but if we shouldn't.
Yeah.
We shouldn't. Okay, we got to get into Tracey.
Yes, okay.
We've been talking about.
Yeah, sure.
It's time to go.
This has been fun,
no big
though.
deal.
No, this has been great. Of course, but we got to get into her struggle. What you struggling with?
My struggle is it's always been my struggle. My whole adult life is I always struggle with eating properly.
Yeah.
And I struggle. I'm gonna keep it real.
Keep it real.
I'm keeping it real.
Keep it real. Saturday.
I'm gonna say it. I'm happy with myself. I love myself. I'm fine with myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, of course.
I don't look in the mirror and go, I'm happy.
Right.
But at the same time, I know, like, I would feel better, especially when I'm performing on stage, if I was healthier, and like keeping my weight down and all that. And I have battled with that my whole life. I know what to do. That's the weirdest thing. I know what to do.
Like ever since you were a kid, like teenager.
Well, no. Once I hit 30, I started gaining weight.
Oh.
Period. And that's just the way that it is.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
metabolism.
Were you eating the same
down?
as you were when you were in your 20s, but it was not eating well, and then 30s was just
probably,
like,
I probably do eat probably the same I ate when I was young. My thing is, I do love food. Like, I really love. I'm the type of person, if there's a new restaurant, I want to go check it out.
Same.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
But you have to have balance.
Of course.
I know that. And hanging out with Candice, boy.
Oh.
Ooh, Candice had me when I got pneumonia. And that was the only time I lost some weight, and I was happy because I lost a little bit of weight. I was like, I almost died, but I lost that weight.
That's where you get that. You get food poisoning on purpose.
Right.
When
Candice came over, she took care of me. She came to pick me up at the emergency room. I was so sick. I had to make her wear a mask.
Yeah.
And I remember I was so sick, I said, okay, what are you going to do to change your life? Because I'd never had pneumonia in my life, and I'd never been that sick, and I felt like it was a direct result of my lifestyle. That I had not been eating well, had not been sleeping well.
Yeah, definitely not working on those shows.
And I had a trainer, but I wasn't getting up and going all the time, and I was working late, writing on this show and all this other stuff. So when I had that pneumonia, that scared me, and I asked the doctor, I said, what do I do to prevent that? And she said, well, you can get the pneumonia shot. I want you to get the shot, which now I'm nervous. I don't want to get a shot for pneumonia.
No. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, there is a
shot. They just
shot.
shooting us up for everything.
And then she said, and I said, what about diet and exercise? And she just went, that can help. And it's so funny. The medical
They will not admit.
They will not admit
that the stuff that we put in our mouths affects our bodies.
Because I told her,
like, it's just common sense.
I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
And my friend, who's very much into holistic medicine, just like Candice, he called and he said, look, I want you to get some peppermint oil, put it in water, boil it, and I want you to start breathing that in. Put a towel over your head and just because I could not breathe and I kept coughing. So, I got all these pills and stuff from the doctor. I had, the antibiotics. I had pneumonia and the influenza. So I'm at home and I'm doing the peppermint oil like he said, and I finally started breathing and felt great. So I go to the doctor and I tell her, I did peppermint oil and I can breathe now. And she goes, I don't want to hear anything about that.
Of course you did.
She didn't want to hear
no natural remedy.
She said, I want you to take these steroids.
Nope.
And it's prednisone, and I already have an autoimmune disease where prednisone will cause it to
make
react
it worse.
even
Whenever
worse.
there's a zone on the end of anything, it's
right?
Fuck
So
with
I
your
said,
body.
screw that. So Candice came over. She got me all this. She was like, you know what? You need to clean your system out. Let's try to do some raw vegan. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to do it. But I did it for a week. And I have to tell you guys, and I haven't done it since. I did it that 1 week, and I've been off the wagon.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, that week that I was doing it, I felt fantastic. I had more energy. And I was like, what do I do to keep myself
But also tell the story about who got sick from you and who didn't when they came over.
Oh, everybody around me got sick. My building manager came in my building because I was really down and out. And when I was going to the clinic that day, my building manager, she was down in the lobby and they saw me and they were like, she said, I knew something was wrong with you. You did not look well. So once they knew I was sick, they were kind enough to check on me. And she came in my apartment and I said, hey, don't come in here. I have pneumoniya. You're going to catch
and it's
this.
highly contagious.
And she goes, girl, I'm fine. She goes, I take.
She probably said echinacea or something.
She said echinacea, turmeric.
Yeah.
I do all this. I'm fine. The next day I called her to check on something, and she had the sniffles.
Yeah.
And I said, are you sick? And she didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
She's like, girl, I got sick.
No.
Right. She did not want to admit it. Everybody that was around me.
Your doctor.
The doctor who I went to see at the clinic that day before, he was the one who said, I believe you have pneumonia. You need to go to the emergency room. He got sick. And the nurse who saw me got sick. Because when I went back for a follow-up, they were like, you're the one.
Yeah, you were patient 0.
Yeah. So I was so highly...
Through the outbreak.
Yeah. highly
Typhoid
contagious.
Mary.
So I just realized with eating, though, food...
But I was in your apartment for like 5 hours and I didn't get sick.
Oh, Candice, first of all, you were there the day before I got really sick.
So you were highly contagious at that point.
You bought me oranges before I even got the diagnosis.
Yes, I was in her apartment for hours.
She picked me up from the emergency room, helped me out. We went to the store that day.
Yes, went to to get the prescription.
To get the prescription and everything, and she didn't get sick.
I did not get sick.
But everyone else got sick. So I realized food is everything, and it's my constant struggle. I'm struggling right now. I'm on hiatus from writing.
Yeah.
So I wrote on 2 shows this year. I had to get ready for a special. So it's like I really focused and starved myself before the special. I juiced, all that stuff. Yeah. Now I'm just off and running again. I'm like just going crazy.
I'm in the same position as you where I'm struggling with that. And I was inspired by, I eat, I eat pretty well. Sometimes I eat snacks.
Yeah, but you gave up meat a long time ago.
I gave up meat and I eat organic and I eat vegetables for the most part. But at night, before I go to bed, that's my thing. I eat right before, snack before I go to bed.
Oh, you guys, it's so hard.
So Candice does the raw thing, and I get inspired, right? And so since I've made the decision in my mind to want to go raw, now whenever I eat anything else, I get really tired. Like when I eat cooked food, I get I have to go to sleep. Like it'll be Thanksgiving at 12 o'clock.
You feel a difference.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I'm telling you, feel like it's like that's why they call it like electric foods, because you have this. You feel like a life force inside of you because you're eating stuff that's like not necessarily alive because it's not living anymore because it's not growing on anything because you pulled it off. So it's in the process of dying, but it's still raw and it's still like in kind of a living state.
I want to say this. I start off the day raw and then I don't make it towards the end of the day. And then I eat food that's cooked and I get really tired. And I know the choice that I should be making, but I can't make it. That's where I relate to.
Yeah,
I can't make it for some reason.
Listen,
I have chips in my car right now.
I used to go to Overeaters Anonymous back in the day.
Did you?
I went to an Overeaters Anonymous meeting because I knew I had an issue because my girlfriend was like, "You're an emotional eater," and I talk about it in my act.
That's a thing. Yeah.
She says, "Tracy, you really are an emotional eater." She goes, "I used to just think, oh no, she just she's a little unhappy right now, so she's eating." She's like, "No, I've noticed you eat for every mood." And she goes, "If you get good news, you want to go eat. You get bad news, you want to go eat."
Oh, that's a problem.
And I go,
She was like, I was just thinking if it was bad news.
Yeah, I was like, I news too. I eat because I'm lonely.
We got to celebrate with cake.
if I get good news, I'm like, "Oh, we going to Popeyes." Like something. We're doing something. I get good news. I'm like,
Tracy's Netflix special is sponsored by Popeyes. They actually are the ones who booked her for it because they knew she would be there all week celebrating.
Y'all don't know. It is a struggle.
Man.
I always reward myself with food, and I start thinking, did you always do this? When I used to work on cruise ships, I used to be a cruise director for a real small cruise line, and I started thinking, I did that back then. But I was slimmer, and I was prepared.
And your body could handle it better.
But my body could handle
So
it.
you
but
eat
that
for
was
bad
my
news
thing.
too?
Oh, my God. Yeah, why not?
So you just eat
for everything.
So really, there's no news.
And you know
it's
what?
Just consistent.
But can I tell you?
It's just a consistent meal.
And you know what? It runs in my family because my family. I came from a religious family, so we grew up. There was no drugs, there was no alcohol, and if anybody did, it was almost like they were like outside the family, right? Mm-hmm. So we didn't do anything.
You just eat.
So, but my uncle, his thing was eating. And my uncle Bill, rest his soul, Uncle Bill had so many heart attacks before he finally died. But Uncle Bill, he would preach in the pulpit. He would say, "My one weakness is I love to eat." My uncle was so funny. He kind of reminded me of Chef from South Park. One time,
hello, children.
He came over. We went to the grocery store one day, and I reached to get some banana bread, and he put his hands up just like Chef. He goes, "Ooh, what's that, Tracy? What's that?"
That's hilarious.
And I said, "Uncle Bill, that's banana bread."
What you got there?
He said, "What's that? What's that?" I said, "That's banana bread, Uncle Bill." "Ooh,
give me some of that.
Give me some of that banana bread." I bet that's good. He was so excited. I bet that's good.
That's hysterical.
He had never had
banana bread.
He had never had banana bread. We went home. No. My uncle, your country. They like soul food. So we went home from the store and had this heated up the banana. He wanted to heat it up, right? It was everything
warm it up.
So
put a little butter on it.
So
cinnamon.
food becomes a chance for you to bond with your family, and that
For
was
sure.
one of my best memories. Me and my Uncle Bill warming up some banana bread, and him going, "Ooh, this is delicious," and just loving banana bread. Uncle Bill was
put
funny.
some ice cream on it.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So like that. And also, if you make a meal for someone, if I cook for you, that means I love you.
Yes, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I really want to put everything into that preparation. I just have to learn how you don't go to food for everything. And also, if you're just sitting around the house, you don't have to snack.
That's a huge one.
Snacking is hard. I love snacks. I could live off snacks instead of regular food because they just take even like now when I'm switching over and not doing the processed things and I do like raw snacks. Like they'll make like crackers that are made out of like flaxseed or whatever. Even those, I'll eat the whole bag, right?
Really?
Yeah, just because it's first of all the bag is too small and it costs $14.
You eat the whole bag of flaxseed chips. Now see now.
No, these actually good. No, you have to go, and they have like dried cranberries in them. So it's just a thing, and they're not all flaxseed, but that's just one of the ingredients. But they make them now. Healthy food is delicious now.
I'm addicted to the crunch of a snack.
That too, yeah. Chips were my thing.
Yeah,
I can't because that's what makes me break at the end of the day.
Yeah, like I need a little salty something.
Yep. I'll go raw.
Oh, and don't let it be that time of the female month.
Oh, yeah. The female month. As opposed to
the female time.
The male time of month.
What is wrong with us? Especially as I've gotten older, I lose my mind. Can I tell you, I don't eat chocolate. But around that time,
crave it?
I have to have all the chocolate that's on the aisle. I have to have all of it. Give me all that chocolate.
Give it to me.
I also have an addicted, maybe you're the same. I have addicted personality.
I do.
And so I can't stop eating until my body is so full that it feels like Thanksgiving, and then I fall asleep.
I don't
and
think
it feels like I'm getting a hug.
I don't
from
go that
inside.
far. I don't have to feel full. She said a hug from the inside.
That's
hilarious. A special hug.
It does. It feels like somebody's spooning me from the inside.
But see, that's what a good meal feels like. You summed it up. That's perfect. Like if you have like mashed potatoes, gravy, some chicken, biscuits, that's a hug. It feels like
it does. That's why it's comfort food. But I will say I do not like eating till I'm full anymore. That's a thing that I've noticed.
I'm mad at it, but I can't. I'm kind of like on both of your pages, right? I can't stop doing that, even though I know I want to.
Right.
And that's why at the beginning of the day, when I'm all pumped, I could be like, all right, healthy, I'm going to make those decisions. Right. And then towards the end of the day, because I get emotional and lonelier, I eat right before I go to bed.
Right.
And so because I was in this pattern of eating before I go to bed, now if I eat and I fill myself up at 12 o'clock noon, I'm tired, like I want to go to bed. And I can't get through the day.
You know what someone said, though, when I was on ships years ago, and I think they say it still applies now, this nurse, Kay from London, she used to tell me the rule was eat like a
king in the morning.
Yep. A prince in the afternoon and a pauper in the evening. Yeah. And she told me that many years ago, and that still applies, I think, today.
Absolutely. That's not, because your activity level, you eat big in the morning because you have the opportunity to burn it off. You have the rest of the day to be like, oh, I'm going to burn calories. But if you eat that same size meal at night and you go into bed, it's just don't sit on you.
It's true. And it's weird, I have to say, once I started working, I was on a good path because everybody at work, everybody here in California looks good. Everybody in LA, everybody eats well. So all my coworkers for lunch every day, we order salads. We have a menu. You can order whatever you want. We're ordering quinoa. People are eating beets. Right. You eating beets for lunch? Like delicious. People are just eating regular healthy. So when I'm working, I'm actually doing pretty good. Yeah. But when I'm left to my own, like no schedule, please.
Yeah, I haven't even checked on Tracey because I was like, I don't want to hear what she's about to tell me.
I'm embarrassed. I'm like,
I'm not gonna ask her.
Let me tell you, for Game of Thrones, I went to a Game of Thrones party last week. Let me tell you something. I ate 3 cupcakes. Let me just tell you that
Tracey.
Now, 3 cupcakes.
Tracey.
But that's all I had at the party. They were delicious. They were
Of course they were.
They were red
Tracy, no, stop. What were the other things they had to eat there?
They had like burgers and stuff, and I really wasn't that hungry, but I did want something sweet, so I just ate. And they were like, those like.
What do you say in your head to justify the second cake?
I wouldn't scold her for 2, but 3. 2 was fine.
I had one when I
because they're small.
I paced myself. They were small ones. Yeah. But I had one when I got there. I had one when Game of Thrones started, and I had one when it finished.
Were they mini cupcakes? She was like, I paced myself. One for each act.
It is a long show.
It is a long. No, it's not. It's an hour.
And they were flying with the dragons. I was like, oh, it's time for a cupcake.
It's cupcake time. She has a cupcake timer set on her phone. Oh,
it's a dragon. What time it is. Is there a dragon? Oh, cupcakes.
You guys, that's like a drinking game.
I was going to say, let's play a cupcake game. Every time a dragon flies into the screen, we eat a cupcake.
Every time she says, my dragons. Forget it.
Every time she says, Dracarys, eat a cupcake. Were they at least smaller cupcakes, or were they like sprinkle size, regular ass cupcakes?
They were like they were one step below the regular size. The regular big
ones. Yeah, and then they'll have like
a below that, but they weren't the minis.
Right. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, they weren't.
They weren't the minis.
They were in the middle.
What brand were they? Grocery store.
Susie Cakes.
Oh yeah, I know. There's Susie Cakes on La Brea right over me.
Susie Cakes, they were fantastic.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and I was like, oh, where'd you get this? And she was like, Susie Cakes. I was like, oh, I should have never got the name.
So that's why in this case, so like what's going to happen with me and Tracey is she's going to come to me when she's ready.
Yep.
And that's what you have to, because, she's already expressed that this is what she wants to do. It's just, there's a process and you have to get your mind in that place. So like, I'm not going to pressure her. She'll come to me when she wants to.
There has to be some sort of like external change that matches the internal change. Like,
well, I'm going to do it now.
Well, she got the pneumonia, which already was the trigger thing.
The trigger thing.
Right.
You know what it is right now?
Like going back to work or something.
Yeah, and I am. I go back in June.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so let's get yourself ready. So, but my husband even said to me, he says, babe, the problem is you beat yourself up so bad. Yeah. Because you worked hard, you taped your special, let your hair down for a little bit. He says, give yourself a little bit of a break. Because he said, that's what I do. Because I'll say, okay, for this day to this day, I'm not doing anything. Yeah. And he goes, and then after that, get back on the horse again. Right. And get back into it. I'm like, okay, May 1st.
It is all, but she's like, okay, I'm going to wait till April is done.
Right.
But that's what, and I think what people are so hard on themselves, and then when they tell themselves they have to make a change, they think it's this long, permanent thing. And like it's a lifestyle change for sure, what people don't realize, you don't have to do everything all at once.
All at once. And it's not, you don't have to say the words forever.
No.
Because I did learn that when I would go to Overeaters Anonymous, they would say people like us who are always consumed with food, we think if someone says you can't eat that, we think
forever.
I can't have that forever.
Right, and
so
that's not the
then
case.
We go, no, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it seems too daunting
Yes.
for sure.
Yes.
But
it's
it is
not
a
forever.
pace yourself. And like I said, even if you went from like, what I tell people is like, even if you just change one meal a day, like if you woke up and just had fruit for breakfast instead of a Pop-Tart or something else that you go to, because there are other things. If you crave something sweet in the morning, fruit is the perfect thing. But like instead of doing like something processed, just do fruit. It's cleansing. You're gonna get more energy from it. And then just do what you're doing with your other meals for what you've been doing. Right. And then you work your way up to doing something, have a healthy lunch, then a healthy breakfast, and a healthy lunch.
Right.
And just play with it in a way that works for you. You don't have to cut everything out, but even if you change one thing a day that's healthier for you than what you were doing before, it's progress.
And it's not that's not so daunting. One thing.
Well, that feels good. I feel like I'm making progress then.
You are.
Just by
I could do
and
one
so
thing.
are you.
Yes.
I could do one
You're
thing.
making progress because you're deciding too.
You're thinking of you're even just being more conscious about it.
We are being hard on ourselves.
Oh, my husband told me, he goes, I'm glad I don't live in your head. He always tells me that because you beat yourself up so bad.
I do what you just said. I go all or nothing. If I can't do it like amazingly at 100%,
right?
And then I drop.
I think a lot of people do. They think, I failed this, so I might as well just give up.
Yeah.
But
all right,
no.
let's commit, me and you, right now.
Okay.
We're just going to take another step starting tomorrow. A tiny baby step.
But I'm starting May 1st.
Oh.
So she's like, I'm eating 3 cupcakes. She's like, I'm eating 3 cupcakes a day till May 1st.
That was one thing in Overeaters Anonymous this woman told me. She goes, are you ready, Tracey, to commit to no sugar, no flour, no wheat? And I was like, nah, I'm not there.
Yeah.
She goes, that means you still have a couple cakes in you. I said to her, you right.
Right. And but you know what I say to that is, you don't know if May 1st is going to come for you.
That's what it feels like.
Candice.
I'm just saying. We say we postpone shit as if tomorrow was promised.
Yeah.
And so
that's why I said take a little step.
Right.
Let me take a sip of this coffee. This is rough.
Did you put butter in there?
No, but I put 3 shots of vanilla in
No,
there.
but I'll tell you what, that coffee at Erewhon, the Bulletproof, has butter in it.
Of course. That's got the fat. Yeah, no, that.
I think. Actually.
Wait a minute. They put butter in
coffee? Yeah, that's what Bulletproof coffee
Where
is.
have I been?
No, it's good for you because not good for you. I'm not going to say that.
It's better than regular coffee.
Allegedly. But it's saturated fat from butter, and it's dairy, so I'm not going to co-sign on that.
So does it make it sweeter, or does it make
it just puts fats in it that makes sure it's creamier, but also it helps, fats are really what our brains use a lot of the time, so we need good fats, but butter is not good fat, so I'm not going to co-sign on that. But
I think they use ghee, no?
Some places do. You don't know what kind of butter they're using. If you go to a health food place, they probably will use a ghee, but still it's dairy, and I'm not going to I don't co-sign on dairy at all.
I definitely.
But you know what? Can I tell you? When I was sick with the pneumonia and I was doing better and getting well, eating raw vegan, I cut out coffee.
Yeah.
That also felt good. I just started literally recently drinking coffee again. I think coffee also makes you eat too. I think coffee also makes you want to eat more too.
Yeah, no, and it's another thing where it's like I think it's also your brain. It tricks your brain into thinking like, I need this. I need whatever it is, even if it's coffee or if it's something. I think it triggers something in people. If there's some substances that like make you addicted to other things. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I feel like because coffee is addictive in itself, that it might make you feel addicted to other things as well. So I don't know. And I gave up coffee a long time ago.
I might be addicted to texting.
You might be.
I might be. Well, because I'm thinking about how I'm addicted to eating and I'm addicted to emotional eating.
Yeah.
And so, and it doesn't stop with eating.
No, it just goes into something else.
How come with me? I'm an emotional eater. It shows. Like, you look good.
I'm not good for me though. Usually I'm like a pencil.
Okay. Oh, really?
And I have been. Usually I'm like a 0, and I like looking that Fiona Apple look. I like.
She likes when women look like they're starving.
Well, whatever. That's
my thing.
No,
but that's a white person
Not like
thing.
they're hungry. You don't like.
No, but I like looking.
Have you seen Fiona Apple?
Yeah. No. All right. So not when Fiona Apple's sick.
She likes when women look like they have eating disorders.
But I like to be thin.
Okay.
To be very thin, and I'm not. And so, because of these reasons.
It's weird because you look very thin to me. I would love to be the size that you are.
No, she is thin. Yeah. But it's
Isn't it funny? It's all in your
perception.
Yeah, it's really too because my clothes aren't fitting, and that's annoying me. So now it's like, do I go out and buy all new clothes at this point,
right.
or I should be losing weight to get back into my clothes?
Well, I feel like I'm doing more Hollywood stuff now, so I got to get myself Hollywood ready. So I got a trainer.
Hollywood.
I have a trainer named Ace,
who she's been trying to set me up with.
Yes,
well, not really. She keeps saying she is.
I do want to set you up with Ace.
She does,
but I just don't know.
Do you want to be with somebody named Ace?
No.
How do you say that in bed?
Why are you talking about trainer?
I'm sorry.
Is that his real name? I never even thought about that. Is his real name?
I'm right here. I was talking about
Ace is, meanwhile, Ace is listening to this episode crying at home. didn't even say
talking about trainer. I don't say anything about his training skills. I just don't know if I want to be with somebody named Ace.
Is that his real name?
That's not his real name.
I'm going to say it can't be.
His mama didn't name him Ace.
That's what I'm... Yeah.
Although Candy Burns named her son Ace. I think that's a cool name. Yeah.
Ace. I know someone, Lachlan Patterson. You know Lachlan, right? He named his kid Crush.
Lachlan's a father?
They just had a baby a month ago. Yeah.
Oh, that's congratulations, Lachlan Patterson.
Yeah, very funny comic. I've been trying. I was like, Lachlan, I got to have you on the podcast, but he lives on the West Side, and getting people to come from the West Side to Koreatown is
difficult.
Yeah. Oh, I barely ask people.
Before we go, I did one thing in Koreatown that I'm so ignorant. Let me just tell you. So I walked over. I was looking for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Walked over to some spot. It was a restaurant. I walked in. Everyone was Asian, and I did that. God damn, everybody in here is Asian.
They were like, yeah, bitch. You in our territory.
I looked at all of them. I was like,
why is everybody? They were like, you idiot. You cupcake eating.
I'm sorry. It was really, but can I tell you something? It was really cool to see. It was just,
yes.
I mean, I'm from planet Earth. Okay, I have been
but,
places,
but Indiana.
But I've just never been to Koreatown, and it was really that was cool.
Yeah, they don't have one of these in Indiana.
They don't.
They don't.
I mean, everybody in there. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And they looked at me, and I looked at them. I was like,
I remember so in New York,
we have to wrap this up soon.
I'm sorry.
Okay. In New York, there aren't a lot of Israeli people, or I didn't know a lot of Israeli people, so I had never even seen what an Israeli person looked like. So when I came in and went to Tarzana, I was like, who are you guys? It was so brand new to me.
You ignorant idiots.
Yeah, it was pretty ignorant. I was like, it's a whole new type of people.
That just shows you we can all be a little ignorant.
For sure.
All have it,
I stay ignorant, and I embrace it, all right? I say ignorant shit all the time.
Well, I hope you kill tonight. Let me just tell you.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to write that down.
You got spots tonight, Candice? Yeah. I'm going to punch you in the face.
I just text you right now.
Bitch. Yeah. And then she won't know when to stop. Yeah. You guys, I'm so sick. This was amazing. It goes by so quickly. We have to have you back on, Tracey.
Yes,
It just goes by so quickly.
I live here now, so I can do
You
that.
do.
Yes.
You be back. You guys, thank you for listening to The Struggle. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do that. Please rate and review us on iTunes. We're on YouTube now also. Watch the videos there. And pay it forward and tell somebody about The Struggle. If you're laughing about this regularly, please pay it forward. You can find me at Jokes by Candice on social media, CandiceThompsonComedy.com. And Brenda?
You can find me at Brenda Colonna on Instagram, and I am of like mind on Instagram.
And Tracey?
And you can find me Tracey Ashley on Facebook, but on Instagram and Twitter, it's Tracey Ashley.
And support the Last OG.
That's
watch
right.
that.
Last OG
watch
on
The Neighborhood.
Tuesday nights, Neighborhood
TBS.
on Monday. On TBS. Tuesday nights on TBS, and then on Monday nights, The Neighborhood.
And Netflix. Watch out for
That's
They
right.
Ready.
I don't know when it's coming out, but it's coming soon.
But just watch for it.
That's
You'll
right.
see it. Tiffany Haddish presents They Ready. Thanks, guys. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.